world, Mr. Mutero, here, right? And you run it. You see it has changed. It is now writing, hello world, Mr. Mutero, here. So congratulations, this is a very basic app program that you are actually able to run. Right. That's a very basic app you're actually able to run. Okay, so you just copy the code, paste it, see how it behaves, analyze it. Then after that, you can delete it. And after deleting it, try to create your own. That's the quickest way to learn, right? So I actually explained all this in the notes. I don't know you guys, are you always on my Vista? Did you see the notes that I sent? This Word document that I'm actually opening. Did you download these notes? Are they helping you?
Yes, I downloaded.
Yes. That's fine. So you are practicing, isn't it so?
I am doing so.
Okay, that's fine. That's how we become better programmers. Thank you, my brother. Okay, fine. So from this code, guys, all this code from here to there, right? They are basic things that every program is supposed to have. Okay. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay. Somebody was waiting in the lobby. Okay, fine. I'm trying to find a way so that we don't keep on going to the lobby, but I can't find one as of now. But it's okay. I think let's just proceed with the lecture. It's fine as it is. Okay, fine. So I'm saying this code, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, right? There are some basic statements that any code that you run in the future must have. No matter what code yako ndeyechii kana chii, pane zviri basic zvainofanirwa kunge inazvo, right? And I actually explained down here. I said the basic shell of any code you write will have the following elements. So in the exam, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a practical exam, but it's what we call an alternative to practical exam, right? A bit of sciences. When we say alternative to practical, I am trying to say you won't be given a computer and we ask you to say, can you program the code on the computer? No, that's why we are giving you these practical assignments so that you code and I see your abilities of coding. So that when I ask you in the exam now to say, can you write a program that asks for instance, for a user's name, the person enters their name, and it says hello, blah, blah, blah. So if I entered my name is Trust Mutero, right? It will say hello, Trust Mutero, right? So I'll be expecting you to reproduce that code, but on paper, right? By that, I'm trying to say, if I am to copy the code that you write in the exam booklet and I paste it and I try to run it, it must run. If it runs, you did well. If it didn't, right, we'll be deducting some marks. So that's the structure of the exam. So I'm saying what you should appreciate, no matter Ndakuti, write a function that creates, the power of a number that will be given by a user, or a function that calculates the area of a triangle, or you just create a program that says hello world. Whatever, no matter how simple the program is, I will expect that every program that I ask you to write will have at least this. So I will know, no, this student, maybe they made an error here in the actual code, okay? Because remember, your code will be inside the main function, right? Unless when you are now creating separate other functions, it will be outside, right? But generally, for starters, your code will be in the main function. So I expect that when I say write a program that calculates the area of a triangle, for example, it must have at least this, right? It doesn't matter if you make mistakes here in the actual code, but at least it must have this, so that I see, okay, this student at least appreciates what C# is and at least the necessary components. Are you getting what I'm saying here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, every program must have at least this. Anything, but it must have at least this. I know, okay, fine. At least this is worth at least 2 marks out of 15. she's worth 2 marks out of 20, she's worth 2 out of 10. At least student appreciates this. So you just can't write any code without this. I expect to see all this. This is the basic shell of any code. Okay, fine. So that basic shell, you must just appreciate what it does. Like you see, we've got using system, we've got what is called namespace, we've got class, we've got console, we've got using system and so forth. We've got write line, we've got the main method, we've got, you should just appreciate what each of these does. And I actually explained here. For example, line 1 using system, it means that we can use classes from the system namespace. All right, so there is what we call a namespace, which is again highlighted at number 3 here. And the namespace is used to organize your code. And it is a container for classes and other namespaces. Right, so what we call a namespace is just a container. It's like a jar. But what does the jar contain? It contains classes. Okay, it's a jar which contains classes. So inside the namespace, there are classes. So we are actually saying using system, it means that we are using classes from the system namespace. So we are invoking a namespace which is called system. Okay, are you the one who created? No, the authors of C#, they are the ones who created this namespace. Can you mute your mic, somebody? There's somebody with the mic not muted. Okay. So once we invoke this, it's like saying when we pray, we are saying, Baba Mutero Jesus, isn't it so? We are invoking Jesus into our prayer. Okay. So that whatever you are now praying, things can happen because you invoked the Lord into your prayer. So that's why we are saying using system. So this is a powerful, powerful namespace, this one called system. Without this one, your code will not run. Right? There is the blank line at line 2. Okay. It's just a blank line. Then there's the namespace. I already explained what a namespace is. It's just a container. But what does the container store? It stores what we call classes. And I explained what a class is. And I said the class is just, a blueprint of an object. It's just a blueprint of an object. Fair and fine? All right. Then we've got what we call the main method. Right. This one you must appreciate, ladies and gentlemen. Every program that you write, for it to run, it needs what we call a main method. No matter how long your code is, suppose your code is as long as from Mutero to Harare. No matter how many lines, billions of lines of code, the moment you say run a program, it compiles. Where does it start running? It starts running from the main method. Okay? So that's why it is very, very important. That's why it's called the main method. Without the main method, no code will run, right? So compiler, when you try to run your program, no matter how long the code is, it first looks for what is called the main method. So if it doesn't see the main method, it will not run. Okay, so this is the beginning of any program. Your operating system in a main method. Just program in C, in C++, in Java, there must be a main method. I'm sure for those of you who are already into programming, you appreciate that this thing called main, no matter the programming language, is there. It's a function called main, right? And it's the main one. It's the most important one. This is where your code begins to run from. Okay? Right? Then I can explain the right line, right? If you remember this code here, we had console.writeLine, right? Console.writeLine. And console, what's console? Console is a class of the system namespace. So can you see, if you hadn't invoked using system at the top here, if you hadn't invoked using system, listen, it says console is actually a class of the system namespace. Would this console run? It wouldn't. There's the authors of C#, they are the ones who predefined or pre-created this system namespace and again this console class. Okay, so that's why it was important to put using system at the top, so that this one console, this class code console would actually be able to run.